Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and in today's video we're going to see if a 73 horsepower Kioti RX 7320 can pull a 5,600 pound 15-foot flex wing cutter made by Titan Implement. This is the 3515. This is the heavy duty model. They have a 2515, and Mike Schramke from Larry Stove Sand Equipment has done a great job in his videos showing what these Kioti tractors, and really just any tractor, can do pulling some of these newer flex wing cutters. So he had a 2515, the little brother to this one. It's the medium duty. He pulled it with a 55 horsepower tractor. So I have 62 horsepower at the PTO. You all been out here with me before. I had my 6-foot cutter on the back of this Kioti RX 7320. It looked ridiculous. So last year I kind of complained a little bit and said, you know, I really need to get a bigger cutter. And Zach Goodwin, my sales guy at Larry Stove Sand Equipment, was like, hey man, let's do a video. Let's put some things together and maybe we'll see if we can't get you with a bigger cutter. This is not sponsored. I have to buy this if I really like it, but he was kind enough to let me demo this thing for the videos and share it with all of you. If you see anything in this video that you're interested in buying, you know, whether it's a Kioti cab tractor, a small tractor, a rotary cutter, whatever, I'll put their email down here at the bottom of the screen so you can get in touch with them. Great people. Again, this is not sponsored. They're just good people and they give you great prices, and I've been super happy with this machine. I'm still a little bit leery of if this will be able to do it. You can see there's a little dirt on here. I cut under the tree on the way out here, you know, just kind of trying to get a feel for it. There's definitely a little bit of a shudder at startup, and you know, the tractor, I'm not used to this tractor ever telling me it's had enough, but I think it's kind of saying, you know, man, it's getting heavy back there. I've taken you out here. This is where we hunt. This is where we develop wildlife, and it's overgrown. This is going to be a pretty good test. There's a lot of hay. There's a lot of brush, there's a lot of thorns and all kinds of stuff. Let's see if this thing can eat. And if you're new to the channel and you want to stick around with us, you know, hit that little subscribe button. There's a black Joe the Farmer logo at the bottom, and give us that thumbs up if you would. That helps us out here on YouTube. Let's get to work. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed. That's I mean, we haven't tested anything yet. I'm just driving out to the 35 acres where we have the really heavy brush and the pretty steep hills, but it's spinning it. That's what counts. Having that hydraulic deck that I can raise and lower is really handy. It's just, you know, this is my first time ever operating this thing. There's gonna be a learning curve like everything, but the tractor seems fine. Temperature seems good. We'll see how it does on that 35 acres, but so far I'm pretty impressed, and I'm hopeful. I want this to work because this would make my job a lot easier and save me a lot of time. So, fingers crossed. I probably should have taken a much wider approach. Act like you've done it before, right? Seem to be having any issue with it. I'm in low gear, low second gear, so I'm not, you know, flying by any means. It's going to take a while to get used to how wide this is and kind of line it up well to where I'm not kind of overcutting or undercutting. Holy cow, that's wide. You don't Okay, let's see where we're at on this thing. First of all, it's handling great. I really did not expect it to handle this well. You know, once you get going, it's really no problem. This is the kind of stuff we're taking down too. Sorry about the wind, but you know, I'm 6'4", and this hawthorn bush, and these needles, those needles are brutal. But even in the grassy areas, I mean, this stuff's kind of thick. I remember when Mike did his video, and he was talking a lot about how he wished the grass was taller, because, you know, it was kind of just a pasture, really. But this is, I mean, this is a test, right? I didn't come out here to see if, you know, I want to buy this thing if it can cut grass. I wanted to see, can it take a field back? I'm a pretty tall guy, and this wall of briars is about as tall as I am. Just hellacious thorns, and those things will wreak havoc on tires, including tractor tires. So I'm trying to be careful. The thing I didn't really anticipate with operating a flex wing or something that wide is turning. So you just have to give yourself a lot more space to turn. I'm still a little leery of that PTO shaft kind of going sideways, so we're really making progress. We've been doing this an hour. I'm impressed with the Titan implement. 3500 paired up with this tractor. You know, you don't really want to have to buy or overbuy a tractor like this. I don't want a 120 horsepower tractor. I want something that could do this, but I also don't want to spend 25 hours with a 6-foot cutter. So let's keep at it. Well, we got about 10 acres mowed in about 3 hours, and my skepticism has gone away. You know, Mike and Zach from Larry Stove Sand Equipment, they were telling me, like, listen, the tractor will pull it. And I'm thinking to myself, it's a 15-foot, you know, flex wing. I don't think a tractor this size is going to pull it. And they said, it'll pull it. I said, okay, let's do it. So here we are. It pulled it great. Like, a couple of times where there's pucker factors, you guys can't really see probably a lot of the terrain here as it is. Video doesn't do a good job of that, but there's a couple spots where I really had to take it easy. I was in low range, second gear for pretty much the first hour and a half, and then I started getting more comfortable and, you know, moved up to third gear. And in some areas where the debris wasn't as thick as, like, you know, those thorns over there, it was impassable. You couldn't even walk through it. You couldn't drive through it with a UTV or a four-wheeler. And the tractor just kind of burned right through it. This cutter did not, it really didn't bog down. I mean, I have footage on here, you can listen to it. You know, there's a couple times where some of those really thick thorns, it would kind of, you know, work the material a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it was really kind of a non-issue. You know, the thing that you have to get used to is, you know, the tractor's 8,000-9,000 pounds with the loaded tires and the loader and everything on it. I mean, this thing's almost 3 tons. You know, that is a solid steel piece of equipment, and, you know, you're going to notice almost 6,000 pounds on the back of your tractors. It's the first time I've really felt that kind of weight back there, and that kind of, you know, momentum kind of working with you. But there was no issue going up hills. There was no issue going down hills. The tractor didn't, you know, start to whine or bog down, and I'm just incredibly impressed. My dealer, Larry Stove Sand Equipment, they paid me nothing to do this. They haven't given me anything to say nice things about them. As a matter of fact, when I bought that tractor, I asked Mike for a camo Kioti hat. Still haven't gotten it. This setup, email them at sales@lsctractor.com. I'll put it down in the description and, you know, the bottom of the screen, so you know. You want to know what this stuff costs, or you want, you know, bids on it or quotes on it, you know, they can hook you up with that kind of stuff. There's just a bunch of great guys there that work there, and, you know, they're tractor guys. They're hunters. They're, you know, outdoorsmen. Like, that's what they do. So, you know, you really want to have people that have kind of in the position you're in and looking for doing the jobs you're trying to do, giving you advice. So anyway, Larry Stove Sand guys, you all were right. Tractor worked great. The cutter works excellent. It's probably going to live here on the farm. You know, it's going to cost me money, but it saves me time. And as I always said, you know, there's 3 things I really gauge a purchase on. Does it make me safer, does it save me time, or does it make a memory? Probably makes me safer, and it saves me time. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Appreciate you all watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. I'm Joe the Farmer. We out.